In a small village located among green hills, there lived a young lady named Mukami. She was known throughout the village for her beauty. Her long plaited hair shone like sunlight. Her eyes sparkled like the clearest streams, and her smile could light up the darkest rooms. But while the villagers admired her beauty, not everyone was pleased. In fact, many of her peers, especially the young women in the village, held feelings of resentment and jealousy towards her. Mukami's life was not as perfect as it seemed. Despite her beauty, she often felt lonely and isolated. Her friends from childhood had left, replaced by whispers and glares from girls her age. They spoke behind her back, calling her arrogant, assuming she must be hated because of her looks. But Mukami was anything but proud. She was gentle, humble, and always willing to help others. However, the more she tried to fit in and befriend her peers, the more they seemed to reject her. One day, the village prepared for its annual harvest festival. It was a time of joy and celebration when the villagers came together to share stories, dance, and feast. Mukami decided to wear a simple dress she had sewn herself. It was not expensive, but it complemented a natural grace. As she entered the square, the crowd fell silent, and the young women in particular cast their eyes down, murmuring among themselves, "Look at her, trying to show off again." One girl whispered, "She thinks she's better than us." Another scoffed. Mukami heard their words, but kept her head high, forcing a smile. She moved through the crowd, greeting everyone with kindness, but most people barely acknowledged her. It was as if her beauty had become a barrier, separating her from everyone else. As the evening wore on, the villagers gathered around bonfire to tell stories. Mukami sat at the edge of the group, quietly listening, when suddenly an old woman named Esi, known for her wisdom, approached her. "Why do you sit alone, child?" Esi asked. Mukami hesitated, looking down at her hands. "I don't know, Ma. It feels like I don't belong here anymore, even though this is my home." The old woman's eyes softened with understanding. She gestured to Mukami to follow her away from the crowd. They walked to the edge of the village, where the noise of the festival faded and only the sounds of the night filled the air. "Do you know why they treat you this way?" Essie asked gently. Mukami shook her head. "They think I am vain, but I am not. I try to be kind, but it's never enough." Essie nodded knowingly. "It is because your beauty reminds them of their own insecurities. They see in you what they wish they had, and instead of admiring it, they let jealousy cloud their hearts." Mukami felt tears well up in her eyes. "But what should I do? I can't change how I look." "No," Essie said, smiling, "but you can change how you see yourself. Your beauty is not just on the outside. It shines from within. Those who cannot see it are blind to what truly matters. It may take time, but true friends will come to you, drawn not by your face, but your spirit." Encouraged by Essie's words, Mukami decided she would no longer seek approval of those who were determined to dislike her. She focused on her own happiness and continued to be kind and compassionate, not because she wanted to be liked, but because it was who she was. Over time, the village girls began to notice a change in her. When they saw Mukami helping the elderly, comforting children, or even sharing a harvest with families in need, they started to question their own behavior. Slowly, the whispers turned into admiration. One by one, the young women approached Mukami, offering apologies and seeking a friendship. Mukami forgave them with a warm smile, welcoming them with open arms. And so, in that small village, The girl who was once envied became the heart of the community, loved not for her looks, but for the kindness that radiated from her soul.